long time ago, it is said that the fifth sun was created. The fifth sun was stationary in the sky, as were the moon and the planets. The entire world was silent and fixed. This is how the gods created the universe. One day, the god of wind, Ehe Catl, flew above the earth and saw a beautiful maiden named Mayawel. Never in the existence of the universe had Ehe Catl seen anything as beautiful as Mayawel. Ehe Catl fell immediately in love with Mayawel and followed her in the form of the wind, accompanying her when she visited the fields to harvest, the river to wash, and when she strolled through the countryside. Mayawel was not aware of the god, Ehe Catl, because she could only feel him as the wind that caressed and soothed her warm body. And even though Ehe Catl loved Mayawel, she could not love him because the gods who created the earth had not given humans the capacity nor the gift to love. When Ehe Catl was worried or when he had questions or concerns, he always visited his grandmother Stone, who always gave him good advice.
My beloved Grandmother Stone, I believe that my heart will break in two.
Why, my beloved son, what is the matter?
I have seen the most beautiful girl in that small town, and I have fallen in love with her. The problem is that she cannot love me.
My son, I am going to give you a seed that you must plant in the Valley of Love. The Valley of Love is very far from here. Only by planting this seed in the Valley of Love will you be able to germinate the tree of love that will allow Mayawel to be able to love you in return. Follow the road of light and you will find the Valley of Love. I give you my blessings for your journey.
And so it was that Ehe Catl left in search of the Valley of Love, so that he could plant the seed of the tree of love. Ehe Catl flew from one side of the earth to the other, looking for the Valley of Love. Many, many days passed, and Ehe Catl arrived at a forest full of trees, but he did not find even one that was a tree of love. On the road through the jungle, an animal with golden hide and black spots appeared. This was the jaguar. The jaguar usually is a solitary being. When he was given the opportunity, he always loved to talk and converse with all the animals of the forest. So much so that he was a bit annoying.
Hello, hello, hello. Good day. I see you're going on a trip. From where do you come? Are you a tourist? Do you want me to tell you the best places to see? Places to eat? Tell me, and I'll be your guide.
Thank you, Mr. Lion, but I come in search of the Valley of Love. I do not know where it can be found. Do you know where it is?
Pardon me, sir. I'm not a lion. I'm the venerable jaguar, king of the forest and sage of all my kingdom.
Then, if you are so wise, can you guide me to the Valley of Love? It's very important that I get there. I need to plant a seed of love.
Seed of love? I've never heard or seen such a seed. I have never known the Valley of Love. It doesn't exist.
Yes, it does.
I know it doesn't.
Yes.
No.
Oh, fine, sir. Don't get angry.
And with this comment, Ehe Catl jumped to the sky and continued his trajectory, saying,
Crazy jaguar who says he is so wise, when in reality, he knows nothing.
Ehe Catl continued his flight searching for the Valley of Love, and from the air he saw a huge green and curvy snake that turned out to be a river. Ehe Catl dropped to the river to investigate and arrived at the edge of the river, which was very, very wide and full of turbulent waves. The waves were so tall that they did not allow Ehe Catl to fly above them. So Ehe Catl sat down at the edge of the river to think and to rest, when suddenly a turtle came out of the water and asked Ehe Catl,
Good afternoon, sir. Why are you so sad and tired?
It is that I have come very far. I'm looking for the Valley of Love. I don't know where to find it. Perhaps you, Mr. Turtle, could guide me to the Valley of Love?
Of course. If you can solve this riddle, I will give you a ride to the other side of the river on my back, where you can continue your search.
I have flown and traveled a very long way and think I can solve your riddle.
Very well. Here's the riddle. A bear walks 10 kilometers to the south, 10 kilometers toward the east, and 10 kilometers towards the north, returning to the point from which he left. What color is the bear?
Ehe Catl thought and remembered all of his travels around the earth, but could not arrive at a solution. He continued thinking and thinking, and while he was thinking at the edge of the river, a fish jumped out of the water and said,
Hello, sir. You look worried. If you like, I can give you the solution to the riddle. Mr. Turtle always gives the same riddle, and I know the answers.
Really? Thank you. I will forever be in your debt.
The solution is the color of the bear is white because he's a polar bear. We will always begin at one of the poles, so the bear will be white.
Thank you, Mr. Fish. May you continue being happy in your river.
And with that, Ehe Catl gave the solution to Mr. Turtle, and the turtle carried him to the other side of the river on his back.
Thank you, Mr. Turtle. Now I can indeed continue my trip in search of the Valley of Love.
Ehe Catl jumped to the sky and continued his trajectory. He flew and flew and flew, and finally saw, from the air, a valley as green as an emerald, with beautiful trees and shining rivers.
That beautiful valley has to be the Valley of Love. I'm going to investigate right now.
Ehe Catl flew lower and saw many beautiful places, full of fruit trees and shade, but no place felt appropriate to plant the seed Grandmother Stone had given him. Ehe Catl, tired and frustrated, decided to leave the valley on foot and followed a road as dusty and dry as the desert. He walked and he walked and he walked, and after days of walking, he found himself at the top of a mountain of dust with magnificent views.
Here is where I ought to plant my seed. It will be the most beautiful view in the world. But I don't have water. The desert is so dry. I don't see rain. What am I going to do? I know. I'm going to visit my brother, Tuluk, the god of rain. He will help me water my seed.
Ehe Catl took to the sky and flew to the house of Tlaloc. Tlaloc was accustomed to working half the year and sleeping the other half of the year. When Ehe Catl arrived at Tlaloc's house, he found Tlaloc sleeping.
My brother Tuluk is sleeping. I have an idea. Will you help me to wake him? Perhaps if you shout his name very, very loud, we can wake him up. What do you say?
Yes, yes.
What? I can't hear you.
Yes, yes, yes.
At the count of 3, shout Tlaloc as loudly as possible. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Who is shouting so loudly that the doors and windows of my house tremble? I'm going to open the door to see who is trying to wake me.
It is I, brother, Ehe Catl. I have come to ask a favor of you. I need water in order to plant this seed that will give us the tree of love, so that humans will be able to love. Will you help me?
Of course! Let's plant that seed right now. And with that, the two brothers left for the little mountain that Ehe Catl had chosen. They planted the seed and waited for Tlaloc to prepare. This little mountain is too dry. I believe I'm going to need help in order to bring the rain. Will you help me blow very, very strongly to bring the rain?
Yes. Yes.
What? I can't hear you.
At the count of 3, I want you all to blow very, very hard as you can. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Blow harder. Harder. Much harder.
And just then, Tlaloc began to dance, and the lovely rain began to fall. At first slowly, and then like buckets of water. The seed became moist and began to sprout into a beautiful young tree that grew and grew and grew until it almost touched the sky. This tree, the tree of love, began to produce magical fruit that fell to the ground and that all humans found irresistible. All the humans ate the magical fruit and began to understand about love and how to love each other.
Thank you, brother. Now that the humans have eaten the magical fruit, I am sure that Mayuel will return my love.
Ehe Catl returned rapidly to the little village where Mayuel lived. When he found her, she had already tasted the magical fruit, and she immediately fell in love with Ehe Catl.
Beautiful Mayuel, I have flown and walked thousands of miles looking for your love. Now that you have eaten of the fruit from the tree of love, do you believe you'll be able to love me?
Dear Ehe Catl, I know that you have protected me and accompanied me all my life. And I know that the universe has united us forever. With love, I accept your proposal of marriage.
Mayuel and Ehe Catl were married beneath the tree of love. And they say Mayuel and Ehe Catl had many, many years of happiness and love. And they also say that they had many, many children.
This is why we ought to plant many seeds during our lifetimes, because no one ever knows when one of those seeds will grow to be a tree of love.
The end.